The main way how I did cope was every morning when I woke up, I looked at my children, and I need to be there for them. They have got my family, but they've only got me to help them along their journey.
Holly Roberts was a happy young woman loving her job as a healthcare professional when she met her ideal man. They settled down together and had 2 wonderful children and enjoyed an idyllic family life.
It was 2010 we had our first child, which was Lucas, and then in 2013 we had Lara and decided that was it, our family was complete. It was wonderful.
So what happened to change it?
Basically, I think it mainly came down to the fact that Gavin felt quite a lot of pressure in himself to provide for his 4 children. You know, he was in a really good job, and we didn't need anything extra. We didn't want for anything, and he got mixed in with quite a few other people that maybe he shouldn't have where he used to work, which sort of caused a bit of a downward spiral for him. He got involved with alcohol, drugs and gambling, which I had no idea about for a start. Obviously I had an inkling about the alcohol, but none of the rest. I found out a few details as to what he was actually doing, and it jeopardised me being with my children. If anyone else would have found out, they would have been taken away from me. So it was a choice, the impossible choice is to carry on with the relationship or be there for my children. I couldn't not be there for my children. They are my number 1 priority. So we had to end things, which neither of us were happy about, but you've got to do what you've got to do.
Gavin's addiction to alcohol, gambling and drugs had eventually broken their relationship, and Holly was left alone to support her children.
With the things that me and Gavin was going through, I got in touch with, someone put me in touch with Women's Aid, but they were fantastic. They did offer me a place to stay, but I was okay where I was, but I just needed someone to talk to. But it was someone who didn't know me as such, and they didn't know my children, so I could speak to them about absolutely anything, and they were fabulous.
As well as the pressures of looking after the children alone, Holly was also in serious financial difficulties.
Because, bless him, he'd cleared my bank account out, so I had no money left whatsoever. But yeah, I ended up going to the job centre. I ended up on income support for myself and my children, and to keep a roof over our head. And yeah, they've supported us throughout the whole process. I've been going to college because of them, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to afford anything at all.
I mean, the job centre get a pretty bad press, don't they?
Yes,
but
they do.
your experience was very different, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very different because I always have been willing to get up and get to where I want to be, and the job centre sort of was. It's there, I believe, for people who fall on tough times, who need the help there and then, but are willing to help themselves. They do get some really bad press, but I've had a wonderful experience with them, and I've got to where I need to be.
Gavin worked hard to overcome his addictions in the hope that one day he would be reunited with Holly and his children. He had been clean for over 6 months, and they were considering bringing the whole family together again when tragedy struck.
He passed away on the 1st of July 2014 from undiagnosed coronary heart disease. He was only 36, and it devastated us all. You know, we didn't know what to do. I now actually was a single mum bringing up 2 children on my own, and all I can say is it was devastating. But to know that he had managed to get himself on the right track to, become who he was, it was just lovely to know that in the end.
Holly was helped through this difficult time by family and friends, but support also came from some surprising places.
My doctor, who was actually Gavin's doctor as well, so anytime I needed to talk, she said, just give me a call, we can arrange to meet up, whatever. She was you know, she's fabulous.
Now again, that's unusual because the pressure that doctors are under, GPs these days, to see 10 minutes per patient and that, to be able to go to them and get sort of moral support as well as medical support is unusual.
I was going to say it is unusual. It was overwhelming at the same time because you know how much pressure they are under. The main way how I did cope was every morning when I woke up, I looked at my children and I need to be there for them. They've only got me to help them along their journey, and they're what I have left of Gavin.
Holly began to look to the future and enrolled on a course at the local college.
I am currently studying support work in schools. I've finished the certificate and now I'm doing the full level 2 and already gained a job from it, which they didn't expect. It's moved quite quickly, but it has been really good.
And you've also found a new partner?
Yes, I have. He's fabulous as well. And if you could see me talking about him now, I'd be like, what are you doing?
Holly's new relationship also brought someone else into her life.
Through Carl, my partner, I found Jenny, his mum, and she is, I can't even put it into words how amazing she is. She's wonderful with the children. Anytime I need her, even if it's just for a chat, she's always there. And she's just a generally fantastic person.
Holly's got a very strong character and personality. She's determined that she's going to succeed for herself. Whatever happens in life, she will determine she's going to find a way around it, that nothing's going to pull her down. The children have been a big thing in her life. Without the children, it would have been easy, I think, for her to sort of slip under and go whatever direction with things. But because of the children, she's got to keep going, and she's determined they're going to be there for them. So she just finds ways and means all the time just to keep herself going and be strong for the children.
Holly is starting a new career as a teaching assistant in a school that cares for children with learning difficulties.
I think it's safe to say that teaching assistants are incredibly valuable to teachers. I think if you ask any teacher across the nation, they'll say if they're fortunate enough to have a teaching assistant, they are really, really valuable.
With a little help and support, but mainly through her own determination to do the best for her family, Holly has overcome the many setbacks in her life and is now looking forward to the future, watching her children grow up in a loving home and returning to a profession she loves that makes the most of her natural desire to care for other people. If you have been affected by any of the issues raised in this programme, you can get help from your GP, or you can contact the Samaritans on 116 123. If you have an idea for a project that can help your local community, call the Ignite team at Voluntary Action North East Lincolnshire on 01472 231 123.